Welcome to Made to Create. This is actually still lesson 4. I should have made that clear in the first lesson. The lesson of painting geometric shapes was 4.1 or part 1, and I wanted to show you this too. This is outlining with Sharpie. Decide if you want to do that or not. And I found the best way to outline is to take a ruler when I want to do a really crisp Sharpie line and lay it right on top of the pencil line I drew, holding the ruler really steady and outlining the shape. For circular shapes, you just have to trust yourself that you'll do it right. But anyway, this was 4.1 or part 1 of lesson 4. Here comes lesson 4, part B. And that is going to be using organic shapes, and we will be really emphasizing color, color, color. So these again are warm-up exercises that may end up with a beautiful result, but it will make you feel confident in practicing. So what you're going to do with this piece is you are going to take a pencil, not geometric shape, organic, rounded curve. You're just going to play, always keeping the idea that it's organic. No hard edges. So I'm going to just take my pencil. I'm going to loop to loop, like I'm on a roller coaster, overlapping some. And that's enough. And each of those shapes I am going to treat just like I did with the geometric project. Each shape is going to be treated as a different color plane, but this time I want you to really work on color mixing and applying colors in these shapes and practice staying in the lines. But you could end up with something truly exquisite. So let's start here. Here we go. Here I am with the wonderful Daniel Smith yellow, and I'm pulling that out onto my painter's palette. And I want to see what happens when I mix the two yellows together. So I clean my brush. Now I get fresh water to put in that yellow. I really want to keep these yellows clean. And I'm going, this is the lemon yellow mixed in with the dark, intense mustard yellow. I like it. So right now, I'm going to try painting this shape with that yellow, but I'm going to add more to it. I'll show you what I mean. How will I do it and stay in the line? This is practice. This takes practice. You'll get there. I'm putting my brush on the tip like a ballerina. I'm not laying it flat. If I want a thin line, I have to put my brush up. And I also like to rest my wrist on the paper. It gives me control of my brush. So here we go. I'm getting a thin or straight and steady line for this shape. I'm using my new yellow that I've made by mixing my light yellow and my ochre-ish yellow. Now I'm going to do a wash. You know what a wash is. It's an even plane of color. I don't want any shading in this yet. I just want it all to be an even yellow. So I'm washing my yellow on here. Now before it dries, I want to try something. I want to try my Daniel Smith, what I would call a cadmium red, but it's the orangey red. And I'm going to follow the curve of this shape and just repeat it while it's still wet. I'm really painting wet into wet. I just wanted to see what would happen. So I'm experimenting with color and techniques, and I really like that. It's fun to watch it bleed and spread out. It's as wet over wet paint. Now I'm going to do a little more color experimenting. So I'm going to mix up a beautiful purple, and that will be using the Daniel Smith quidnium or something. It starts with a Q, red. It's more of a crimson red. In my palette, I mix it, but I'm going to clean that brush, and then I'm going to get clean, fresh water. I want to keep these, and I'm going to try the phthalo blue and the red. Oh, that's a beautiful purple. So I've now made a beautiful plum purple. And in this, I'm going to push my brush. And hey, what a challenge. I'm trying not to go over into that other shape. Hey, have I made a mistake there? Did I go over a little bit? Yeah, I did. I did, but that's okay. So I'm going to push my brush across this entire shape. I am now experimenting with the joy of color. I have nothing on my mind but filling in each shape in an interesting way. But you're going to have a lot of freedom here, because what I'm doing, if this isn't what you want to do, guess what? You get to do what you want to do as long as you are focusing on color. Okay, so there I'm pushing that brush stroke. And I'm also using a mixed purple from mixing my red and my blue. And now I'm going to do something, because I like to play with color. I'm going to take my blue phthalo again and just use the blue. And I'm going to try, wait a minute, hold on a second. I needed more water. About every fourth one, I'm just going to stipple, not push, but stipple. I just want to see what the effect is like. I still want mainly that purple, almost scale-like effect. But I wanted to see what would happen if I stippled that. Okay, so it's just, a dragon's skin, a beautiful lady's slipper, just an abstract painting. I'm really happy with it. Now, this is what I really want you to learn from me. I'm showing you something, and it's really going to build your confidence in using with color and paint and staying in the lines. That's all this is process and practice. But I want to show you what a student did doing this lesson. They said, I really want solid paints with a little bit of shading, and that's all I want to do. I said, well, fine if you're using color. Is that not wonderful? They did 2 of these, and when they were doing their second one, they didn't have a chance to finish it, and they gave it to me. I wanted to show you that what I ask you to do can translate into something very different than what I'm showing you, and yet it meets what I wanted you to experience. So, it's a beautiful windy day in Indiana, and my paintings are flying all over the place, but that's good. I would like you now to finish your organic shape with emphasis of color and completing each shape in an interesting way. And that's the end of lesson 4.